Hello and welcome to the 208th installment of the Synapse Misfire Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, joined by other host, Jordan.
That's me.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah.
You gotta remind the people, man.
So, as always, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, Pocket Cast, and the RSS Feed linked below. Spotify and YouTube have the video platform where you can see us. Instagram, TikTok, you can check us out there. Message us. Send us stuff. Send us funny memes. We want memes. And you can contact us via email, synapsemisfire@pm.me. Send your comments, questions, concerns, and death threats.
Yes.
Yes.
So, Jordan.
Yeah.
What's been going on with you, man?
So, Chris, last episode, I believe it was the last one, you had a little crash out.
Minor, yeah.
I feel like that's happened a lot on this show over the years. Just lots of little crash outs here and there. That's why we have therapists, I suppose.
Yeah, it happens. Sometimes I get to yell about things that I get mad about. You know?
Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna have a little crash out moment of my own today, but I'm gonna keep it low key. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not trying to get too angry here.
All right.
But
A measured crash out.
We'll call this a leisurely crash out for this one.
Okay. Yeah.
So a game came out recently. Perhaps you've heard of a series known as Mafia.
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, shit. Well, let's go through the history first. No. So Mafia: The Old Country came out recently, and I believe it was August 8th. It came out, and I played it, and I beat it. I think maybe 2-3 days ago, and overall, the game was pretty good. Have you ever played any of the Mafia games?
No.
No. Okay. So generally speaking, for this, I'm only going to talk about Mafia 1 and The Old Country, which is the new one. And I found out there's a ton of similarities between Mafia 1.
I assume it's a prequel to 1.
Prequel, but like not directly tying into the events. More of just like it takes place in the same universe. It is before it, but like there's no direct connection.
The same universe, Earth.
Yeah, exactly. So like Mafia 3, a lot of people didn't like that it was open world because it had a ton of bloat in it. So the first game was open, but like very linear. Second game was a bit more open, but still linear. And then 3 was totally like GTA, essentially open world level. But it had the biggest issue beyond that was it had a lot of the same quest types, like go destroy this guy's racket, burn down this, burn down that. Like it had a lot of that stuff.
I mean, fucking every game has that now.
Yeah, and that's what people didn't like about 3. So with The Old Country, they wanted to bring it back to sort of the roots of we're going to tell a crime story, we're going to keep it somewhat linear, keep it somewhat straightforward. And by all accounts, I think they did a pretty good job of that. The gameplay's pretty fun. The shooting and stuff is like, it's no Rockstar. Like, there was people, I think, rage baiting. It has to be rage baiting, that were like, look at the comparison between this and Red Dead Redemption 2 because you get a horse in this game. And when I tell you, it is almost the equivalent of comparing Roach to Red Dead Redemption 2's horses.
Oh,
so it has to be rage baiting. Like they are a means of transportation and nothing more. Like
we're the horse in Red Dead 2 is an integral part of the game,
and the narrative and everything. Like the game goes as far as giving you a horse and then immediately giving you access to cars and being like, you can use this instead if you want. You get to choose.
You can use this thing that's like way better.
Yeah. So like. I used horses, I think, 3 times, and it was for the 3 quests that required, or 3 missions that required horse usage.
Of course.
So, just because the cars are just faster, objectively. And the game is so linear and tight-packed that anytime you drive to an objective that's over, like, a kilometer, there's just a button on the side of the screen that says skip drive. You want to just, like, teleport to the location. So, I did that for 90% of it, mind you. So, comparing it to Red Dead, point being, total rage bait.
Far Cry had a drive for me button.
Yeah, I do remember.
Or the thing about the horse. It's like people saying that the Skyrim horse. It's like, man, this sucks. Yeah. It can climb vertically.
Yeah.
Like you can climb a mountain like it's a ladder. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, the horse is not well made. Yeah, we get it.
But yeah, that's that sounds fun. I like horses.
Yeah, right. So by all accounts, again, it's a pretty good game. The story's cool. My big beef, though, comes into play, starting with almost like the flow of the narrative, in a way. Now, I don't remember a ton about Mafia 1, and I might go back and replay it, the Definitive Edition, because I played that a few years ago when it came out. But I do remember a lot of similarities in the sense of you're this guy who's just a regular dude, In the case of the old country, it's a little bit more harsh. You're a sulfur miner who was like born in the mine, and they have you imprisoned in the mine, and then you escape. But point being, you're just a regular guy who then inadvertently gets exposed to a Don who's like, I like that guy. I like him. And sort of recruits you. And there is different tones here where, like, Mafia 1, you are a taxi driver, and one of the soldiers for the mafioso is bleeding out, and you actually drive them to the hospital. So then the Don's like, yo, I owe you. Like, you saved my guy. So you're a little bit more ingratiated in that way. They're like, yo, this guy's fucking awesome.
Okay.
In this game, it's more of a slow burn. It's like literally for the first, year you're with them because it skips time, you're sleeping in a barn at their villa. And then eventually they give you a room and they start to warm up to you. And the whole time you're building trust. But you're still kind of viewed as like a sort of a outsider. But you do eventually build that trust and get officially brought into the Mafia.
Right.
So they both have that similar parallel story where it's like, you're building up and you're getting, more ingratiated with this family, which that makes sense for a Mafia story, right? You got to start somewhere if you're not going to just start as a pre-established character. Then they also introduced the love plot, where in the case of Mafia 1, I forget why, like how this girl relates to the Mafia, if she's friends with them or if it is the Don's daughter or something, but you end up saving her from some guys robbing her in an alley and then you fall in love with her. And for some reason you aren't supposed to be together, but you are and stuff like that. This game, The Old Country, is exactly that. You fall in love with the Don's daughter. You can't be together. One guy sort of sees you hanging out and is like, yo, you should not be talking to her without the Don's permission. Like, the fuck you doing, psycho?
It's a good way to get killed.
Yeah. So essentially the whole game revolves around doing stuff for the Don, and your character's like, yeah, I think if I do more for him and, like, he really trusts me, then I can just ask him, like, yo, can I marry your daughter? And, like, that's, I guess, a fair thought, maybe.
Right.
But it never really gets there for whatever reason, where, like, he just never asks. And essentially, to bring it back to my beef, is the Mafia games have very similar stories in the same regard of which they tend to kill off main characters, like, a lot.
Oh.
And, like, that's fine. That can be done well. I mean, spoiler alert for some Rockstar games, but, like, Red Dead 1 and 2, they do that. And it's done well, and it's fine.
Yeah.
But these games, I always felt like did it a little weird. I think 1 did it better. So in 1, you exit the Mafia, you make your great escape, you break yourself out of that life, you raise a family, and then they come and get you when you're 50 years old. They kill you in your front yard.
So it's kind of like Red Dead 1.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, I can get behind that. This game, however, all comes to a climax where you're like, yo, me and Isabella, which is the Don's daughter, I got us tickets to New York City, what they call Empire Bay. We're going to hit a train. The train's going to bring us to the boatyard. We're going to hide on a cargo boat. We're going to end up in New York. Cool. You do one last hit for the Don. He literally is like, I fucking love you. You're incredible. You're the best soldier I've ever had. Good luck to you, man. And then you sneak out. And of course, turns out that the girl confessed to the priest at their church that they were going to be doing this. And then the Don was that guy was in the Don's pocket, so he found out about it. So now you show up at the train station and you get fucking jumped by a bunch of mafiosos. They take her, they take you, and they bring you to the Don. You don't know where she is. She gets, to go do her thing. You're getting fucked up by the Don, and you're not fighting back, mind you, for, like, I guess just because you're like, oh, you're gonna kill me anyway, right? So you're just getting your shit rocked.
Okay.
Now, mind you, this all happens at the sulfur mine where it started. Because now, at this point, the last hit you did was on the people who owned it. Now the Don owns the entire land, and he has actually gifted you the sulfur mine as the main guy, so you can make a fortune. But now that's gone, and he's basically beating your ass at the sulfur mine. And the mine, which because you have been there since a child, is acting weird. It's on a volcano, essentially. So you're hearing the earthquake, and you're hearing all that. So something's about to go down.
Oh, shit.
Just in time, as you're getting your shit rocked, the fucking volcano explodes. You make your great escape. All while a guy who was your friend from the early days is like your captor, essentially. He's the one who captured you, and now the Don's telling him, like, kill him, and you'll become my best guy, or whatever. And there's this whole plot around jealousy of, like, that guy was there longer, but he's a fuck-up, and your character wasn't a fuck-up. You're very cut and dry, so the Don liked you more, and that guy's jealous, and blah, blah, blah. So long story short, you get into a boss fight with him, you fuck him up, but you spare him. And he's like, why won't you just kill me? I have nothing. You've taken everything from me. I'm so jealous of you. And you're like, well, you make your own luck. It kind of goes full circle where when you met the girl, she was like, I like you. You're different than the other Mafia. You do your own thing. You beat to your own tune, right? Beat to your own tune. That didn't sound right. You march to your own tune. Beat
to your own tune.
And, what step to your own tune is what I meant, but so, but then it goes full circle where this guy's the opposite. He just does whatever the Don tells him. He's a lapdog. So you tell him, like, march to your own tune. You can do it, buddy. And you spare him. You fight your way out. You fight the Don. You fucking stab the Don. You slice him open and you kill him, right? And that's like the final scene. You fucking kill him. And I'm like, all right. I fuck with this story. This is
awesome.
Sick. It's like a rags to riches sort of thing. And the whole plot here, I'm getting it, right? The plot is telling me, you just sacrificed fortune for love. And he says, the final line, he says to the Don says, you'll have nothing when I'm gone. And he says, I have everything I want. And then he starts to walk away, right? And you're like, fuck yeah. Like, that was, all right, I fuck with it. And then the guy you fucked up is waiting for you with a car. And he's like, yo, what's up, bro? And he pulls you up, and he's like,
see where this is going.
He's like, yo, like, it's just you and me now, bud. Like, we did it.
Right.
So at first I'm a little confused. I'm like, oh, we did it. Was this like a plan that they didn't tell us about in the story? Did these two plan? And this was all part of some elaborate thing? And then your character is just like, yeah, man. Yeah. And he's like, bring it in, pal. And he hugs him. And then you fucking get stabbed to death by the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise. The guy who's been jealous of you since hour 6 of this fucking 12-hour game stabs you.
The most... Whoa, Micah's the bad guy?
Yeah. Like
it's like every... Yeah, that's amazing.
And to top it off, right? This guy was jealous of you because you were becoming the Don's right-hand man after the other one died. And it was because of all your hard work and effort and the trust, right?
Right.
So he was originally, slighted that he's like, yo, I've been around for like 15 years. You've been around for 6 and you're going higher places than me. You have this whole mind to yourself. Your character literally killed every other antagonist on this island where, like, if he knew the plan was for you to get the girl and leave. He could have just taken everything for himself. He owns the island now. Everyone else is dead.
This is true.
So everyone else of importance, all the other workers are alive, but all the important people who own states in this land are all dead. You killed every single one of them. And he stabs you and you're like, okay, that makes sense but doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm okay with that, I guess, or whatever. And then it cuts back to Isabella. And now she's like, I gotta break out of here. They captured me. So she kills the final Don who remains, right? Okay. So now everyone is officially dead. There's not a single person left besides this one guy. And then all of a sudden she goes to walk out and he's there. So I'm thinking like, oh fuck, he's gonna kill her. Like, okay, that would make more sense, I guess, is he's gonna kill both of them.
I suppose.
And it's just a bad, sad love ending. Like, I don't like it, but I get it. No. After he killed you, he took the tickets for the boat and he handed them to her. He goes back to the house and hands it to her.
Now why would you go
and then she goes to New York by herself. Mind you, she's pregnant, by the way.
Why would you go and do that?
So what did he gain by killing you?
Yeah, that's...
Genuinely.
Because I could see if he killed both of them.
Yeah, like out of like a spite or something. Like, fuck all of them.
That makes sense. Right, I guess.
Like, he owned everything. He was handed the keys to the kingdom without having to do any of the legwork, by the way, because now there's no one to check him.
Yeah.
All the hard work was done by you for killing everybody. And, yeah.
That's crazy.
It was a blatant attempt at shock value. And it worked in the sense of I was shocked at how fucking stupid it was. I was so mad because otherwise, like, it's a Mafia story. I didn't expect these people to go off into the sunset. I fully expected it, honestly, to show them getting to New York because you people do have like a little branch in New York at that time. That's like part of the story is you kind of build that up. I expected them to get there and then maybe get captured and killed or arrested or something.
Right.
What I didn't expect was for that bullshit knife twist sort of shock value shit. So, like, it made no sense. It really didn't.
I think what would have been a bit funnier is we finally did it. We have it all. There's no one left to stand in our way, and he gets in the car and they drive away. and they're on the highway and get into a fatal car accident, and both of them die, and that's how the game ends.
Honestly, like something like that would have been like, wow, okay, like.
Or him and the girl finally get on the boat. Hard cut to Guarma.
Yeah. No, like I don't know. Like there's so many things that could have been done, and like it was so weird, and it tried to push this sort of like this message, like I said, about love, and I liked it. But like then the other part of it was like, so the girl, I forgot to mention the girl was pregnant, which is what finally made you go like, oh, we're getting out of here, right? We don't want to raise the kid in the mafia, obviously. And like the whole time, there's just this like plot of the family, the mafia family, being like, we're gonna destroy that seed and get it out of you, and blah 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 blah, like just wanting to basically erase the child or whatever, or the child to be. And it's like they're so stuck up on that they all get themselves killed trying to kill you, that it's like you didn't have to do all that. Like you could have just let them go. Or like.
It's another thing I could see what they're trying to do there, whereas you're so wrapped up in this one specific thing or this one specific ideal that it ends up getting you all killed.
Yeah, that I'm
Which
like,
I guess like, yeah, that's fun. I guess that's fine.
and like, I get it. Like I understand mafia people, like actual real life people in the mob, weren't good people. They weren't friendly. They weren't nice.
Not.
But like you're telling me, I just found it a little like weird that this guy was that upset about his best person wanting to marry his daughter. And I know that most of the upsetting part of it probably came from the fact that they don't tell you this, but you can assume he found out about their secret like 5-year love thing they were hiding behind him before you became his like best soldier or whatever. So, like, maybe that upset him, but, like, I don't know. It's the craziest reaction I've ever seen. Bro got him and his entire family killed over this and lost everything after having you build yourself up by getting him everything throughout the whole game. It's just weird. Just, like, a little bizarre, you know? But I don't know. It's a good game. Like the story's great up until that point, I felt like, and I thought I was alone on it, so I looked it up as one does. I was like, what the fuck happened at the end? And there's so many people saying the same thing of like, he had no reason to stab you, like zero. You wanted nothing from him. It wasn't like you like were trying to overthrow him to own the land. You were like, bro, take it. Like I don't want it. I'm leaving for America. Like I don't want this land. You had no reason to have any quarrel with this guy.
You could have had it. You could have had everything, bro.
Yeah. So it was a blatant shock value twist, and I'm not happy about it. So I'm pretty sure I beat it, and I just went, that was fucking dumb.
That was stupid.
And on top of that, I thought we were gonna get a reason for all of it. Like, okay. Maybe, perhaps, this woman, and I don't know the timelines, my years could be way off, which is why this quote-unquote is impossible, but I don't know. But just thinking about it, this woman could have made it to New York, right? That's how the game ended. They went to Empire Bay. Well, that's where Mafia 1 and 2 take place. Okay. So maybe they could have had another scene where she had the baby, and she named it, say, Vito, right? And Vito is the character from 2. Or Tommy, that's the character from 1. And maybe it could have went full circle, right? Where Tommy was born and he wasn't in the Mafia. He was the cab driver who got sucked into the Mafia. And maybe it's a full circle thing of like Enzo, your character, tried to break his family out of the mob only for 40 years later for that guy to go back into the mob. Right? Like some sort of full circle.
That could be pretty cool.
No, it's her on a boat looking at the horizon of the Empire State Building and then end. Cut to black.
It's fucking New
so there's no
York.
Reason. She's got the glasses on. She's got like the Liberty, Lady Liberty glasses on and shit. She's eating a hot dog. It's like that scene from Spider-Man where the cars drive by the cops and she's eating the hot dog. She's like,
Yeah. It's the same song there too.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like they could have done something and it left you with nothing. You know? So.
Wow.
It was, yeah. You know, for that, I gave it I think I gave it a 7 on an app. I use an app called Stash to track all the games I'm playing, and you can rate them for yourself. So I've been rating all the games based off how much I enjoyed them and not critically.
Right.
This one got a little critical though.
Right.
I gave it a 7.
I think, so when I put ratings out for stuff, I always if I say a rating, it's always with the caveat that 5 is the baseline average, because I think reviews are relegated now to like a 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10.
Yeah.
Like 6 is bullshit, 7 is okay, 8 is good, 9 is really good, and 10 is really, really good.
Like incredible, yeah.
But I think 5 should be baseline average,
like this
rather
was fun.
than like 7 being
yeah.
Oh, this was a 7 out of 10. Oh, so it was pretty decent. No, I was like average.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's a 5 out of 10 should be the average.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like I would give like essentially most Ubisoft games like a 5. But for this game, like I have to say the performances were incredible. The Italian accents were a little hit or miss, to be honest with you.
Mamma mia!
Pretty much. But no, the performances were incredible. The music was really good, except for, I would have to dock it a little point here, for there's this theme. I don't know if it's the main theme or if it's just the combat music. That shit plays all the time. Like anything happens, an explosion happens.
One track.
The explosion happens. It's like the whole time, and you're like, all right, I fucking get it. Like it's dramatic.
Yeah,
I get it.
Great.
I get it. But otherwise, the score is really good. The graphics are awesome. The mocap, awesome. Like all that, the performance, everything's good. The story is really good up until the last like 40 minutes. But so yeah, I would give it like a 7. It's an above average experience, I would say, because like you said, 5 being average. 5 to me is most of Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Like, and this was definitely better than a Ubisoft.
And Ubisoft can produce a serviceable video game every single time.
Yeah, and this was definitely a few. This was definitely a few
barring
notches
some
above.
very few exceptions, but Ubisoft usually puts out serviceable stuff.
Yeah, typically.
So
this was above that. So I would still recommend playing it at some point, like when it's on sale or something. But
yeah, it was really interesting the part where he gets stabbed and he goes wah,
and he spins.
Do 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 do, and then he respawns.
Fair, yeah. But yeah,
I like that part of the game where right in the middle it's kind of weird. He's about to kill a guy and he eats a mushroom, gets real big. It's weird.
and then stomps on him
Stops.
brutally. There's also so many notes in that game, dude. Everywhere you go, there's 50. The game is 11 hours, mind you, and mostly linear. And it took me 11 hours anyway. There's 50 newspapers to collect.
Oh my god.
There's 50, I think it's mementos to collect, and then just a shit ton of notes scattered everywhere. I collected 3 newspapers the entire time.
Oh my god.
So I don't know where the other 47 are. But
You know, I think if you're gonna have all these notes and texts and everything in a game, maybe there's stuff that you could just like roll into the story.
right.
Rather than just having it be a missable item.
Also, I hate to say it, like if you're gonna put a bunch of notes in the game, at least make them voiced over. Like, I'm already not crazy about notes to begin with, unless there's only a couple. I'm really not crazy about notes when I pick them up, and it's 3 paragraphs of text, and it's just a silent backdrop. Like, at least if it was at least like I've seen notes in many games where like the character's giving it their all, the voice actor's working their ass off to like perform this note for you, and I'm like, okay,
right.
I can listen to this. It's like a little podcast. I don't mind it, but don't expect me to read a novelization of your game in the game.
So like in Fallout, a lot you find audio logs.
I love audio logs. They're so much better.
Which is nice, because with an audio log, I don't have to stop what I'm doing to absorb this information.
Yeah.
Because in a game like Fallout especially, is I'm looting stuff, I'm killing things, and if I have to take a break in the middle of looting, it breaks my whole flow.
Yeah.
To read this stupid bullshit, I don't care.
Yeah.
Same thing with Skyrim. Like I'm not gonna sit and read this shit. I don't care.
Yeah, your game has to be damn good for me to actually read every note I find.
And there's fun little lore pieces that you can put in, which I guess makes sense, but I don't know. I don't know, man.
I think what's preferable too is if you don't want to have your character, your voice actor, read out the whole note. Another thing that I can get behind is if you don't want to have audio logs and you don't want to do that, is some games where you pick up a note and you're like, oh, that's a lot of text, and then you close it, and then you get like a Cliff Notes reaction out of the character. So they're like, oh, okay, it's like a 3-paragraph newspaper clipping, and then they shut it, and they go, oh, so the Don's going to be in town on the 12th of August. Okay. Okay, cool.
Right.
I understand what that was about now. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, those I don't mind. Star Wars does that. Star Wars Outlaws. You'd open up a fucking stupid codex or whatever, and you're like, oh my god.
I think a lot of the stuff in Baldur's Gate 3 kind of does that, where it'll have like in brackets a description of kind of what's written.
Yeah.
Like a 1-sentence description. Especially if it's shit that's like, oh, this is just mindless ramblings, and instead of paying a writer to write out this stupid bullshit that no one's gonna read, we'll just put brackets here
That says insane scribblings.
Yeah.
Scribblings of a madman. Oh, okay. Like, I get that.
Which is fair. That makes sense. Let's obfuscate that away, which I think is probably the superior option.
Yeah, I would say so. So, overall, though, Mafia's pretty cool. Yeah, that's all I have on that. That's my crash. I kept it. Getting a little hot in here, but I kept it.
Kept a little calm.
Kept it a little calm, yeah. I didn't crash out too much. Maybe because I sat on it for a few days.
You had time to cool.
Yeah. I had time to reflect on life and the meaning of love.
Of course.
But, yeah, this, I don't know. I'm a sucker for, like, happy endings, generally speaking, too. In, like, movies and games. I don't mind a sour ending.
I got kicked out of a massage parlor for saying that.
As soon as I said it, I like kind of knew. I just kept trying to go with it because I knew you were cooking some bullshit in there. But like, yeah, I'm definitely more in tune with that kind. But I don't mind like a sour ending. I don't mind a bad ending. I don't mind an ending that makes me cry or makes me like, damn.
But it has to be a satisfying conclusion.
That's the thing
to the story.
Yeah.
Where this is why I kind of reminds me, the way you described the ending, kind of reminds me of the ending of Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Which was like, bitch, if you waited 2 seconds.
Have some fucking patience, bro.
If you would have waited 2 seconds, everything would be fine.
It's kind of like a cop-out. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, oh shit, I gotta have these guys die at the end. I don't know. He drinks the poison, and then she's like, oh fuck, he's dead, and kills herself. Yeah. Great. And absolute cinema. You've done it again, Mr. Shakespeare.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's kind of what it feels like. It's like, yeah, some bullshit like that, you know. Which it would be like, honestly, genuinely. I don't know why I just thought of this. It would be like if the end of Red Dead 2, you go to give John your hat, and he goes, "Dutch always liked you more," and shot you in the face after you just did everything to help him. That's literally what it felt like.
Go, be with your family. Be a goddamn man and get out of here. Fuck you, Arthur!
That was a really good impersonation.
It's like after he said, you took my boy fishing! Boo!
And I took offense to that.
Oh man.
Oh my god, that's actually like the idea of that is fucking hysterical.
I know on Shakespeare, by the way, is so I thought I had like mush for brains because well, you know, you read Shakespeare in high school and you're like, this fucking makes no sense. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here. And now I'm like an adult and I can parse text a lot better and I know a lot more words. And I've seen Shakespeare performed properly. I'm like, oh, this makes a lot of sense when it's actually performed. And then there was something, some Shakespeare reference that came up in something I was either reading or listening to, I forget. And I read the source material. I was like, this is, I'm a fucking idiot. What does this even mean? Say it in English, asshole.
That's funny. That reminds me of a video I saw of a guy who said, like, how good is your English? How far back in time could you go and still understand the same sentence?
Oh,
and
yeah.
he did the same sentence.
And it's fucking gibberish.
I think he got to, like, the 1600s, and I was like, huh? The fuck?
Also, the cool thing about Shakespeare is there's a ton of wordplay and a ton of jokes that make no fucking sense because of how different we speak.
Yeah.
Like, there was something I saw about a guy explaining that there was a bit of wordplay that was used between the word hour and the word whore because they were pronounced the same way. So they were both pronounced or something at the time. And there was some wordplay about a guy saying he enjoyed a fine oar. Like, that's great. That's fun. I like that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't fucking make sense anymore.
Or could have at least included a dictionary. Dipshit.
Bro, yeah. If we could have a one-to-one translation, please. That has to exist, surely. Where it has, like, the text and then... Well, this could possibly be a you ever go on Genius and like Rap Genius and look up the lyrics?
Yeah,
and
it
they
breaks
have
down
where you
bars.
can click up to them and it'll explain.
Yeah.
Well, this could possibly mean this. Do they have that for Shakespeare?
If not, they should.
Like, this is a play on this, which was popular at the time, or this is a reference to the fucking granary fire in fucking Cotton under Bigsby in 1692. How am I supposed to know that? This town of 4 people burned down? How am I supposed to know that?
Yeah.
This was big news.
This is like a deep cut back then. Yeah.
Yeah, this was front page news in 1599. What am I?
And then you have the fucking.
This was their 9/11.
Yeah, and then you have the fucking. You have the teachers when you don't understand the 1400s reference.
You're stupid.
Like,
You're stupid and dumb.
You didn't study for 40 years at college like I did.
I offered you Shakespeare, and you didn't understand it. Now you will die.
Yeah, that's how it be. That reminds me of I had to look up some words in Mafia because they would just randomly break into Italian, and for some reason, the subtitles in most games will give you like a translation when you start speaking another language. This just gave you subtitles of the words they were saying in Italian.
Right.
So like I knew some like merci, right? I understand that. But do you know what figgy butana is?
No.
It's just a common slang meaning basically son of a whore.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it made sense. That gets dropped a lot. So I was like, I gotta figure out what they kept calling people figgy butanas. I'm like, what does that mean? Caruso, or Caruso, I believe. I don't know what that means, so I'm pretty sure it means slave or poor person because they keep calling you that the whole time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, like, yeah, they always refer to you as Caruso. And then they say that at the end when he's like, you were nothing but a Caruso. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Stop saying that.
Stop saying that to me.
I don't know.
I'm freaking out.
So, yeah, they do that a lot. And you would think at least somewhere in the game they would translate that. It'd be like, oh, it means like mind person or something. Like whatever it means. Like, I gotta know what that means now. I gotta know. Watch it be something incredibly racist and I just said it like 3 times.
It's basically their equivalent of the N-word.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. No.
Note to editor.
Now let's see if we have to cut this out.
Okay. Okay. It's someone with a close cropped or shaved head. Typically used to describe a young boy in Sicily.
Oh, that makes sense.
Typically referring to young mine workers.
There we go.
Particularly those of sulfur mines. That's why they call you that then.
That makes sense.
So like it's definitely derogatory, but like not racist at least.
Well, because it's tough because Europeans, I've noticed, have a lot of weird slurs that they just use casually.
Yeah.
There was one that I discovered because in England they have a litany of these specifically for the Romani people.
I know that.
And they just say them casually in conversation.
Yeah, it's like a descriptor.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Unheard of shenanigans.
Crazy, dude. It's like how everything in the 1800s in America, they were like, well, what are we going to call this thing? Let's put the N-word in what we call it. Okay, why?
Why is that there? Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely weird. It's definitely weird. Would have been cool if the game translated that at least one time. But
yeah, I like when a game will have the subtitles and they'll put the word like in the original language and just in parentheses they'll put like English translation.
Yeah, something.
Which is, I think, probably the best way to do it.
I would say so. I mean, a lot of games do that, and this just did not. It would put the Italian word.
Amazing. Amazing.
Sure.
Or when you have those scenes in movies where they're speaking another language, and then you look at the subtitles, it just like speaks Spanish or speaks Italian or whatever.
Like,
Insightful.
Now I can refer back to the Spanish knowledge I don't have and translate live.
I always wonder how for native speakers of those languages, how good or terrible the spoken languages are in like movies and stuff.
Right, like the dialect, if it's actually accurate. Yeah.
Because I've not seen an English version of that really, because I don't watch a ton of stuff that's not in English. But apparently there was certain actors who were in Breaking Bad who had to speak Spanish who did not speak Spanish very well. And then there's a guy like Tony Dalton who played Lalo Salamanca, who was I believe a Mexican soap opera star before he got the gig for Lalo. And his Spanish was very good because grew up there, starred in their dramas, and knew the conversational Mexican Spanish. But apparently a guy like Hector Salamanca didn't really know it very well.
Is that the bald white guy from Breaking Bad?
Yeah, he's which is crazy because I thought the accent that he does in Better Call Saul, because it's a prequel, so it shows him before he's wheelchair bound.
Yeah.
So he actually walks around and talks and whatever. And I thought that was just his accent and like his actual accent, but no, he just sounds like he just has like this neutral American accent. He's like this old guy, from Philadelphia. So there's a scene from when the scene where Gus Fring gets killed. The actor, there's a behind the scenes footage of the actor for Hector Salamanca talking to Bryan Cranston and Giancarlo Esposito before they film, and he's just like, he's got a coffee in his hand, and he's like. He goes, well, it's actually up in the air as to whether my character survives or not. They never actually show him die.
Unlike you.
Unlike you, despite he gets blown up by a bomb.
See, that's another perfect example, I feel like, of the satisfying ending of like a character dying. Because I always hear from you and other people that like the way that show ends.
Yeah.
Is very satisfying for people who have watched the whole show.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
How you do it?
I just think, because I don't know, it's hard to end something in a proper, satisfying way. I feel.
I agreed. Yeah.
There's a lot of things I read or a lot of things I watch that feel like they were written and then there's a beat and then the conclusion, rather than this wraps everything up in a satisfying way.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that, I don't know, that's kind of, I guess that can kind of be tough.
Yeah, it can be, especially when you're trying to tell like a diverse story too, like lots of little facets and stuff.
Yeah.
To try to wrap them.
Yeah, if you have 100 threads spinning all at once.
Yeah.
And now you have to tie them all together at the end.
Right.
There are things that I've seen do that well, but it's not many.
Yeah. That's why I feel like things like Rockstar games and stuff, like they get a lot of credit for what they do, but like sometimes I feel like they don't get enough in terms of like their narrative storytelling is so exceptional.
Yeah.
Like even their oldest games, like shit like Manhunt. Manhunt had a pretty like interesting story. If you kind of read a little deeper, that fly just flew directly to the camera. Yeah. Other than that, what have you been up to, Chris? Anything?
Man, it was a fucking week, man.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I just been raked over the coals at work a bunch.
Happens. The honeymoon phase is over, it seems.
Yeah. It was just a lot of frustrating shit coming at me all at once. So I haven't had much time to do anything really. So, just been doing my writing stuff, and I played a little bit of Baldur's Gate.
Same save, or did you restart?
Yeah,
again?
same save. But, yeah, I'm also making a decent effort, or beginning to make a decent effort, because I explained last time that I feel like I'm trying to get my shit in order.
Yeah.
I'm also making a decent effort to try to get out of my comfort zone a lot.
That's good.
So, I'm going to try to do that more.
Challenge yourself a bit.
I want to try to, I'm just going to start showing up to events. Uninvited. Uninvited and unpaid.
Unprovoked, just.
Unprovoked. It's like, I'm here, and I'm going to make it everyone's problem now.
Yeah. Butt-ass naked running through someone's graduation party. No idea who it is.
Sir, this is a Chuck E. Cheese. You need to leave. I had a conversation with a buddy at work about the possibility of renting out a Chuck E. Cheese for a party. Like an entire Chuck E. Cheese, not just like a table. For a party of adults. Which apparently they do offer on Sunday mornings from they open at 11. You can go from 8 to 10. I thought I saw that bitch ass fly again, but I think I'm seeing things. You can go from 8 to 10 for a private party before the Chuck E. Cheese opens, and apparently it's not that much money. Huh. So who knows? We might.
That might be in the cards.
That's what we should do. Before you get married, Jordan, when we do your bachelor party, we'll do it at Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, man.
Except we won't rent out the whole Chuck E. Cheese. We'll just do one table. Have you ever seen the video Denny's at 2 a.m.? And it's just the guy, it's like a metal show happening in the middle of a Denny's. The guy goes, "What's up? What the fuck is up, Denny's?"
That sounds like Denny's, though.
I'm going to be standing on the counter. "What the fuck is up, Chuck E. Cheese?"
Can I get in a boxing match with Chucky?
Where is Charles Entertainment Cheese?
I think that would be a killer bachelor party, actually, to bots Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, man.
I am through doing the bidding of Charles Entertainment Cheese.
I never realized that was
Is this how you face me, coward?
Pulls out the fucking chaos blade.
Just like, dun, 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 dun. As you're fucking fighting Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh my god. Yeah, that would be wild. That's cool though that you can actually do that. Only 2 hours though, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, well, you have to. I wonder if there's if you show the right amount of money, I'm sure you can get fucking anything done, right?
Should I talk to the manager? Yeah.
If I was like, okay, listen, what if I gave you and your staff $5,000 for a few hours after you guys close? And then we just have a little shindig there. You give us some tokens.
We'll clean up.
We'll help clean up. As long as you send out the mouse.
Bring me the mouse.
I want Chuck E. Cheese roaming around this party, but I want him to keep his distance such that he's always kind of in the corner of my vision, but never directly in front of me. I want him lurking like a specter of death.
Bro's like,
I want 5 nights at Chuck E. Cheese's, dude.
It's Slender Man, dude. He's just fucking.
I want to collect the 8 pages.
The 8 cheeses. There you go.
I think in high school there was a narrative that was created by a friend of ours and I about a Chuck E. Cheese-like establishment that the manager is like essentially a were-rat. Like he falls into this Chuck E. Cheese vat and turns into a rat person.
That sounds familiar. I must remember you talking about that.
It was around the time Resident Evil 7 came out, and we made a lot of comparisons to that. But this was just something we came up with of I think we called it Mr. Manager, and it was just the manager.
I feel like that'd be a hard indie game, honestly. Like
the manager of it. It could be, right? You know how every like every superhero gets their gritty reboot, right? So he's edgy now. You know, you get your Bully Maguires.
Right.
You get every Batman incarnation.
Right.
We could do a gritty reboot of Five Nights at Freddy's, because it's gotten kidified over the years. But now we do kind of this gritty reboot where instead of it being like a dead kids and animatronics thing, it's a turning into a giant bear person thing.
And eating people.
Yeah. But he still has the fucking...
Yep, that could work.
You excited for Five Nights at Freddy's 2?
I was going to bring that up, actually. Honestly, unironically, I am, though.
That scared the fuck out of me.
I thought we were coming down. I thought that was the end of this.
The house was about to collapse.
I was like, that's it, we're done.
That scared the shit out of me.
I thought my last words were unironically, I am.
For reference, there's a sliding glass door probably like directly above us, and my dad just opened. And it sounded like thunder. Like the house was about to come down on top of us.
Not only did it sound like it, it shook everything for some reason.
It fucking scared me.
That was wild. That was weird.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2, you excited?
Unironically, I am, though, because I enjoyed when we all went and saw the first one. So
yeah,
I'm excited to get everyone together again and see the second one.
Hopefully. That was a lot of fun.
It was a cool night.
I think here's the problem. I think the Minecraft movie opened up Pandora's fucking box
for these kinds of movies.
For these sorts of things. Because the first Five Nights at Freddy's movie was like, okay, there was some silliness and whatever.
But it was pretty serious.
But it was already, like, people were watching the movie at least, right?
Yeah.
The Minecraft movie was just fucking chicanery over the top, man. It was just people acting a fool in the theater.
That was actually, I think I said this on the podcast, that was my worst theater experience of my life.
It was actually terrible.
What were those kids saying again? The ones that we wanted the drop kick? They were doing something. They were clapping.
Yeah, they were just applauding and everything.
Oh my god. PTSD, bro. That just makes my blood
And
boil.
I know Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the viewing experience is going to be that or worse.
Yeah. It almost makes me want to bring my GoPro, take a little video of the chicanery.
Yeah, I want it as a body cam for when I run through the crowd of unrestrained teenagers like the fucking Doomslayer.
Bro pulls out the saw shit. I was like, oh man, yeah.
It's frustrating. People don't know how to act anymore.
Yeah. And I think I said this after the Minecraft movie during the spoiler cast. It dumbfounds me that the Mario movie was a better viewing experience because I thought that was going to be like Baby Town, USA, bro. That was a great experience, though. Yeah. The kids were nice. They were just, they were
watching the movie.
Yeah. They liked Mario,
And Mario himself was there.
Yeah. He was. We saw him.
I remember being in line and this little kid in a Mario fit. Jordan, Mario's here. He's here.
Both of us just looked at this kid and went, oh my god. His parents were probably like, Timmy, let's go.
We gotta go now. We gotta get out of here.
We gotta get
There's a couple of suspicious characters eyeing you down.
For some reason, I smell whiskey.
For some reason, I can smell the latent alcohol fumes off of them.
Oh man, that was a good time. Just drinking nips with the Mario movie.
Maybe when Five Nights at Freddy's 2 drops, let's do that. Let's each drink an entire fifth of whiskey before we go.
I'm gonna need it because I am way less angerable when I'm drunk. I'm just more like, oh, this is funny. So a kid's gonna start clapping, and I'm gonna be like, that guy's funny. Versus if they start clapping again and I'm not drunk, I'm drop kicking.
I feel like that would be a transcendental experience for me because at a certain point it's dark in the room, when there's a movie on, I just fucking and I would just wake up at a jump scare.
You wake up to
wake up to fucking Like, oh fuck, I'm dying. The room's spinning. My heart's racing. I'm sweating. What's going on? I'm freaking out.
It's a frame for frame recreation in that movie of the Monterey jump scare you edited in. It's like they open a basement door.
That jump scare is from Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
No, I know it is. So from the second game. You think it'll follow like that? Like with the
probably.
Ah.
I don't know, because the Five Nights at Freddy's lore is so fucked that like there's been so much stuff retconned and changed and everything that it was just there's just one guy decided to make a game where you're a dude at a place looking at cameras, looking out for the living animatronics. Okay?
Yeah.
And then it was like this whole spin-off with the purple guy, and the animatronics were powered by children, and
whatever.
So stupid. By the way, mind you, in terms of Five Nights at Freddy's media that I sincerely recommend, there's a video I saw recently of this guy. I think his channel name is a smaller channel. I think his channel name is Davis Morgan. He did a video. I think it was called Five Nights at Freddy's, or there's like Forgotten 90s Horror, Five Nights at Freddy's. And it was a whole video set in an alternate timeline in which the Five Nights at Freddy's series was an obscure 90s like Goosebumps clone. And it was honestly one of the most well thought out things I've ever seen. I'm gonna actually properly shout this guy out, because this is one of the best things I've seen on YouTube. This guy Davis Morgan. And he calls it 5NAF. 5NAF retrospective, a hidden gem of children's horror. This has 57,000 views, and it should have 57 billion. It's an alternate reality thing. 48 minutes.
Holy
He
shit.
writes an entire plot. For a potential Five Nights at Freddy's Goosebumps style book.
That's kind of sick.
And it's honestly one of the best things I've ever seen on the platform.
Should fucking make it. He should make a book.
And it actually has a lot of interestingly thought out references where there's a character where essentially they have the character of what's known now as Golden Freddy. But apparently that name was coined by Markiplier. And he's just referred to in the game's files as Yellow Bear. So in the video, he refers to the character as Yellow Bear because in theory there would be no video game for Markiplier to play
to react
in that way.
That's actually that's
outstanding. Awesome. There was another similar one that I watched by some other people that was called a totally normal creepypasta retrospective, and it's so close to the actual timeline of creepypasta that you're like, I feel like I've heard of all these stories because they're so vaguely familiar that you almost believe it. And then because the reason I understood that it was a fake thing is there was one tell. I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was one tell where it's like, oh, that makes sense. They're all made up.
Yeah, tells you that's fiction. Well, fiction on the real thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that sort of thing that I've only seen done successfully twice, we need more of, I think.
Yeah.
Because that shit was really cool.
Yeah, that sounds sick. You know, Chris, you said the word retcon.
Yeah.
And a neuron activated, and I'm angry again.
Oh, okay.
Did you see the recent clip from SpongeBob? I think it's from a new episode.
No.
All right. I need to see if you can pass this exam so that maybe you'll come at this with the same perspective.
Okay.
I was thinking. Episode 1 of SpongeBob. How does he get hired at the Krusty Krab? Walk me through like some cliff notes on it.
So he goes in, the help wanted signs up. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Krabs kind of gives him the runaround. Mm-hmm. He's going to find this fuck-ass spatula. Mm-hmm. And then he actually finds the spatula.
Where?
Oof. I don't know. It was
just vaguely. I don't need a specific.
Was it a store where he actually finds it? Because I remember he had the one that talked too.
Yeah,
that was a later
episode.
But was it just like at a fucking store and he bought it?
Yep, and specifically it was the last one in stock.
Okay, yeah, that I do remember.
Yeah.
And then he goes back. He's like, "Hey, I got the fucking spatula," but 10 billion fish show up to the entire population of anchovies shows up to the Krusty Krab, and he just starts flipping burgers like an absolute menace. Yeah. And then he gets hired.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know how recent this episode was. I don't know the context of it, but I know what I saw, and what I saw fucking pissed me off.
Okay. And
what I saw is they did a hybrid episode where it's new SpongeBob, and then it's also animated like the original.
All right.
And what happens is, for some reason or another, SpongeBob goes back in time to his first day. And it shows a clip of him walking back home after being rejected by the Krusty Krab like he was, where he was sent on this goose chase. And he's doing that. You know how he goes, I'm ready. And he keeps saying that, right?
Yeah.
He's doing that and he's going, I'm ready. And he starts crying. And he comes out of a teleporter. And he sees himself. And the other SpongeBob's like, what are you doing here? And the new one goes, take this, and hands him the quadruple spatula Spinomatic 3000 or whatever the fuck it's called. Hands it to him and he goes, what's this for? And he goes, just bring this back to the Krusty Krab. I promise you it'll be worth it. And he hands himself the spatula that he got to get the job. That is not what happened. That is false. It's a lie. He found it at the bargain mart and it was the last one in stock. It's bullshit. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking by doing that. I'm not happy about it though. I don't know if it's an official retcon or if it's just one of those things because it's a cartoon, but I'm pissed. Not happy about it.
Dare I say it, the effects of the MCU on media at large. Mm-hmm. That is absolutely like a Marvel post-credits scene, and I mean that derogatorily.
Yeah. Like, not happy about that. Because that shows... First of all, you just created this loop now. Because how did that SpongeBob get the spatula? Because what? Did another version of him go back again to give it to him and to create the cycle and blah, blah, blah? And also, that takes away from his character, bro. Because the whole point of his character in that moment was he wanted that job so bad that he did something that Mr. Krabs thought was otherwise unobtainable and saved the day. But now he just gets handed the keys. Bullshit.
That's lame as fuck.
Lame.
That's lame.
Losers.
Boo this man.
Boo. That's gonna be a no from me, dog.
Hit the X.
We need an ad spot on it.
You're out.
3 strikes.
Red card. Get out of the game.
Foul. We need more puns. We can just keep throwing. Oh man, that's all I got though. I'm calmed down now. I'm good.
I'm calm.
I'm good. I refuse to accept that as canon though.
Almost lost my cool there.
The studio's like on fire.
Almost lost it there. Completely calm now.
Yep. Is that it?
That's it.
We have another one of these to do. Just a little behind the scenes.
It's like 95 degrees in here.
It is.
I'm going to have to open this up to air us out a bit more.
So, that's it? That's it? We're done?
Yeah, we're done. We're done. Remind everyone quick. Remind all the people.
As always, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Pub, Spotify Podcasts, and the RSS Feed. Link below. YouTube, Spotify, video platform, Instagram, TikTok. Contact us there. We have email, synapsemisfire@pm.me. Send your comments, questions, concerns, death threats.
My brain, it's swelling.
My cock, it's... Goodbye.
Goodbye. I'm trying so hard to lock in.